Welcome to our lesson on measurement 1, and I would like us to proceed from where we've stopped in our last tutorial. And today I would like us to check on the factors considered when choosing an instrument for measuring length. We are still dealing with length, and before you measure length, there is an instrument that you are supposed to use. So, and you choose an instrument depending on the following. Depending on the size of the object to be measured and the accuracy required. We saw last time that there are very many instruments that we can use to measure length. For example, we had a meter rule together with the half meter rule. We had the tape measures, which we have the 3 of them. We also have the vernier caliper, and we have the micrometer screw gauge. So all those are instruments for measuring length, but they are used differently at different times, to measure different length. So if the size is too large, you may choose to work with tape measures. If it is too small, you will choose to work with micrometer screw gauge or vernier caliper. The level of the accuracy required, this is what we are going to see in our next slide. Accuracy is the smallest value an instrument can read or can measure. So if you require a very high accuracy, look for an instrument that has a very low, value. The one that can measure very small values is the accuracy. Now, let's look at meter rule. At what time can we use a meter rule? At what time can we use a vernier caliper? At what time can we use micrometer screw gauge? And at what time can also we use, any other measuring instrument? So, meter rules and half meter rules are graduated in centimeters and millimeters, but in most cases, we work with centimeter sight. The smallest division on a meter rule, which we are calling it the accuracy, is either 1 millimeter, 0.1 centimeter, or 0.001 meter. So in short, the accuracy of a meter rule is 0.1 centimeters. That is the accuracy of a meter rule. Now, let's define the term accuracy of a measuring instrument. Each measuring instrument has its own accuracy. And when recording values, the number of decimal places varies depending on the accuracy of the measuring instrument. Accuracy of a measuring instrument is the smallest value that can be accurately obtained using the instrument. I've said it is the smallest value that can be accurately obtained using the instrument. That is the accuracy of a measuring instrument. A measurement taken using a measuring instrument must be expressed to the number of decimal places of the accuracy of that instrument. For example, any measurement taken using a meter rule should be expressed in a whole number, if in millimeter to 1 decimal place, if in centimeters to 3 decimal place, and that is in meters. That is. So now, in meter rule, for example, if you are measuring in centimeters, it should be in 0.1 centimeters. So if it is 50, for example, you don't just give 50, you give 50.0. If it is 51, it is 51.0, 51.2, up to 0.1 centimeters. So now, I want us to look at the procedure when using a meter rule, then the errors obtained when still using a meter rule. So the first procedure is you place the meter rule in contact with the object whose length is to be measured. You ensure they are in contact to each other. Place the end of the object against the 0 centimeter mark of the scale. Position your eye perpendicularly above the scale. Those are the 3 procedures that you are supposed to follow if you want to accurately get the results when using a meter rule. When you don't follow this, you will get some errors. You will not get the accurate measurements. So we have to follow these 3 procedures in that given order. When we say position your eye perpendicularly, we mean normally your eye should be above the meter rule. Now, look at this diagram. The correct viewing is normal, that is normally. But when you look or you view from sides, it will give you an error. We call it parallax error. So now, let's look at this. Sources of error when using a meter rule. sources of error when using a meter rule. So the sources of errors when using a meter rule arises from if you don't follow the 3 procedures I have given in our previous slides. So these are the errors. If the rule or when the rule is not in contact with the object, when the end of the object is not aligned to the 0 centimeter mark of the meter rule scale, and if or when the position of the eye is not perpendicular to the scale. Those are the 3 sources of errors when using a meter rule. They just arise from what? From the procedures of using a meter rule. There is a note here I would like you to know. The error that occurs when the position of the eye is not perpendicular to the scale is called parallax error. It is the error that is obtained when your eye is not normal to the scale. That is the parallax error. So now that is this, and I would like you to check on that, check some readings on meter rule, try to give the readings. Thank you.